Good morning. Me and my not so smooth transitions. Good morning. We have Silent Willow in the chat. Good morning, Silent Willow. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you are doing well. This week I'm trying a little bit more structure. Still trying to set up that schedule, but today we're going to be doing a short book review after I do a short reading of poetry and before I do some work on some poems. If you have any poems that you're thinking about requesting today, that'd be perfectly fine as well. But it has been an age, indeed, it has been an age. But things have been going really well here, and I've just been keeping up because, honestly, I'm behind on poems. So this space in the morning, I need it because I got work to do. And it's just good to be able to have a place where I can have a community to work with and things like that. One of the new things I'm going to be doing, in case you didn't know, was I will be promoting other people's poems on the stream. It's one of those things that if you have a poem you would like me to read, I start every stream with a poem, and so it's going to be one of those things that if you would like your poem read, or if you have poems that you'd like read, send them to me via my email, which I will list in the chat, and then we can I can read some of your poems out on some of the streams in the morning. Salvo says that they haven't written a poem in ages either. I get the feeling, but even if some of those older poems might have value in them, I sometimes go back to my really old beginning poems, and even though they might not be as, for me, polished in style for what I do, I really like what they have to say. Some of them are pretty tight too, which is good. This poem by Billy Collins, who's kind of my default right now with his Aimless Love. I need to get his new collection. And I need to start organizing more what I do when I don't have poems to read. Like maybe I can start this book from front to finish, or I can get another book. This poem is called Delivery. Moon in the upper window. Shadow of my crooked pen on the page, and I find myself wishing that the news of my death might be delivered not by a dark truck, but by a child's attempt to draw that truck. The long rectangular box of the trailer, some lettering on the side, then the protruding cab, the ovoid wheels, maybe the inscrutable profile of the driver, and puffs of white smoke issuing from the tailpipe, drawn like flowers and similar in their expression to the clouds in the sky, only smaller. And that is Delivery by Billy Collins. So on these Mondays, I also do, I'm going to be trying to do book reviews and kind of a little bit more of a what am I reading type of series. Kind of also keeping me disciplined in saying, hey, I want to read a new book every week. That way I can get through over 50 books a year, and I'm an avid reader, so on top of all the craziness that I'm already doing. This book is actually a novella entitled Usual Monsters by Trevor Firetog. Trevor is actually a friend of mine. He is a fellow typewriter collector up in New York. I'm going to put this under the typewriter camera so everybody can see. Usual Monsters is the name of the book. So, this book was definitely, it's the tagline, the review tagline right here is a monstrous debut. And I'll tell you something, this was a monstrous debut. It's really cheap. You can get the ebook on Amazon. There are, I would say, trigger warning with this one. And we have Market Bloke has just popped in the chat asking, what are you writing about today? And today I'm going to be writing about the American dream. I have been working and reviewing a poem for a married, new soon-to-be married couple, celebrating their love, but also celebrating the American dream. And that is going to be the poem I'm going to be working on today. But I will also take requests if you want to pop something into the chat. If you have an idea, you want to even throw at me something random. That's the great thing about Twitch and about this stream is that it could pivot right on a dime. I just have these little book reviews that I do, the as well as reading a poem in the morning. So, Market Bloke, throw something at me if you want, and I'll shoot something off on the typewriter. But right now, talking a little bit more about Usual Monsters, the ambiguity of who is really the monster in this one really struck me as such a great device that Trevor uses when he is writing. Trevor Firetalk's his name right there, but I can't get that up on the screen. So yeah, it's a really good book. I would definitely recommend it to anybody that has the stomach for a pretty horrifying novella, I should say, because it is relatively small in its stature. You can kind of see here on the bottom screen. But yeah, that is my review today. So I wouldn't really like I'm giving them a rating. It's just more that I'm kind of discussing what my experience was like reading the book. With this one, I definitely, once I was, it was intrigued from the start. Silent Willow, thank you so much for popping in the chat today. It was wonderful to see you. And if you ever have a request, drop it into the chat. And yes, it was great catching up. That's the great thing about this platform, like come in for 5 minutes, come out. I recently renamed it the Poetry Studio because it is a place where I want it to be co-creative. I want it to be just a place where people can choose to come in, come out when they want. But it's great to see you and have a good day at work. So that is Usual Monsters by Trevor Firetalk, available on Amazon for ebook and paper copy. Now, speaking on writing today, I have here American Dream, and I need to edit it one more round to make sure that I really have here what I am thinking I would like. Part of it is also the layout. Sorely needs an editing. My typewriter camera here, you can kind of see that the layout isn't bad, but I definitely want to, maybe make it a little more compact. Move this around over here. Kind of recenter some of the lines here. So there's some. I don't want to say it's not a political poem in any way, shape, or form, but both of the people work in politics, so there's some references and allusions to politics. There are, the campaign, streaming, some very homey aspects, such as all the Oreos. But the theme of the poem is about trying to rekindle and refine your own understanding of the American dream. So I'm going to do a little bit of editing to some music. And then I will throw a new fresh sheet of paper on the typewriter and try to type the final version of their poem. We're not playing in the background. This is great editing music, actually. So all music on the stream comes from lo-fi artist Akira the Don, who's been very generous about letting other creatives borrow from his music without penalty for copyright. So definitely check out Akira the Don. When the stream is finished, he actually will be streaming after me on Twitch. And for those that may have been in a stream before, new hat, new life. And if any of you watching have any questions, any ideas for the writing, feel free to just drop something in the chat. I in no way is this something where you merely just have to watch me hunch over a poem. And let me see if I can get the camera to show what I'm working on. You gotta get part of a view here. There we go. I need a good, hard American patriotic word for that associates well with team. A blank team. Sometimes what I do is I'll just say out loud. I'll toss out what I'm looking for in words. Sometimes the chat's able to pop in and help out. Sometimes not. But that's all right. Good morning. Good time for you to tune in, David. I'm about to re-type out, hopefully, the final draft. Well, hopefully I'll be able to type it out. I need to cut some paper, apparently. Of a, Twitch Alex, good morning. They, see, I think old OBS does not show updated viewer counts. Because, like, right now, I know for a fact that it's not showing me the right count, except you guys are both here. So I never know when people have popped in. Who we got here right now. And like even like who's in the chat doesn't. Old OBS. Maybe I should get Streamlabs. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Just cutting some paper to get in anticipation of this poetic exercise. I will be finishing up the wedding poem for a couple that I going to be typing that their wedding this coming weekend. I'm so nervous. The poem is about the American dream. And I think I kind of hit it like square on the head, which is good. So, I mean, that's the hope at least, right? Do you get it? I did have a great weekend. My parents came into town, David, and I even typed a very little bit in Gettysburg. My parents are staying in Gettysburg. And so we went up to Gettysburg. We had a good time visiting the battlefield. We had brunch at this distillery. It was a good time to really just to escape and vacation with my parents. And then I did a little bit of typing right in downtown Gettysburg, right by the place where Lincoln slept before the Gettysburg Address. And I wrote some pretty, I would say it's probably dark poetry about how he would view our nation today. But I don't keep it dark all the time, of course, as you know, Twitch here, Alex. All right, let's get to some typing. Yeah, now you see it's updated the stats with 4 viewers, which is exciting. All right. Gotta Google something. I think I'm about to do a cool thing with this. RC3ET, so that's 18. Four, 8, 13, 20, 2, 3, 4. That's 12 from center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, and now you're gonna have to bear with me because I'm changing out ribbon. Ribbon. And you might be going, Joe, why are you changing out ribbon? You just started the poem. This is ridiculous. And you'd be absolutely right. Except for the fact that I'm gonna put some color into this poem. I just need the color blue. And I actually think that the typewriter with the blue ink is sitting right under my desk right now. Yes, it is, indeed. I will get up. I'm going to get it. Believe it or not, for 23 minutes in, having already done a book review and read a poem and had to edit this one on the stream, I'm doing pretty good. And that's one of the other things I'm going to change is I'm going to stop editing the poems while on the stream. I'll talk about my edits on the stream, and I can show, like, for example, this. But I don't want to actually edit them on the stream because I feel like it's dead air. Either I should be typing or talking. I should be doing either of those. And I can make time before or after the stream to do those edits. After all, I am a poet. It's my job. Alright. And you might be wondering, what's happening over here? I am literally pillaging a ribbon from a typewriter. Another typewriter I have with blue ink. Because the first line of this poem is red and blue. And you can imagine that if I'm going to write the line about things being red and blue, and if I have blue ink to boot, I will use the blue to type out the word blue, because that's just the only way, you know? You can't do it any other way. But now the key here is not smudge it. Require careful precision. Believe it or not, this old Royal typewriter makes it really easy to be able to change our ribbon. Real easy. Oh, this is stunningly easy. Except, I got ink on my fingers. There you go. Ink on my fingers. Here we go. Ooh, there we go. Yep, a little. Alright, yeah, I'll take it. It's not a perfect job, but it's good enough. And now I can't screw up the rest of the poem. Alright. And this is out. All of that for one word's color, and the poem may not even come out right, regardless. And now to reinstall my original one. And you see, what's interesting is that I hear the voice in the back of my head from this couple, which is actually a very casual couple, and they're like, "No, Joe, you don't need to do that. That's too much." But I do. There is a point at which, you know, there's business sense, and there's always business sense. You know, you want to do things on an efficient level. It's like, you know, I time out how much money I'm going to be making for a gig, and I think this is the amount of work I should put in for it, that type of thing. And then there's the artist sense. And when the artist sense takes over, where it's like something just needs to be that a certain way, then I just have to dive in. And then I could totally be wasting my time in terms of the business sense. I could be working over my budget, or the budget that's been paid, but I don't care, because I just know it's going to be beautiful. And that's the most important thing, right? Make it beautiful. Red and blue. I don't want to use the word rocket. Twitcher Alex, dropping wisdom in the chat. Nothing done well is insignificant, indeed. Oh, that's what I wanted. Oh no! I actually did mess it up. Yep, I left the caps lock on. Let's see. Nope, that's not acceptable. All of that for naught. I may have me turn around and not do that then. Because I want to get this poem done. And then sometimes that happens, and you're just like, oh great. Let's see if I can try to run this through one more time, and let's see what happens. First I need to cut some paper. LOL is right. Twitcher Alex. That's the great thing about live, right? You get to see all the foibles. I guess what I should have done is I should have done 2 copies, just in case first one got goofed. But you see, what's the good here? What's Jocko saying in my head? He's saying, you entertained someone this morning. Good. People like that. They like being entertained. So that's fine. If it brought a smile to someone's face, then it was not insignificant at all. This piece of paper is crooked. Now this piece of paper is all backed up. This is 5.5. And then turn around and cut this at 5. That's good. That's how we get a straight line. Alright, new piece of paper. Let's give this one more shot. If I mess it up twice, then it's the poetry muses telling me not to do it. But if I get it right, and it's a beginning of the poem, so it's not like I can have the whole poem typed out and then be like, all right, I'm not going to put this blue thing, except if I change it. Poems are living things. No, I can't do that. All right, it's got to be the first line of the poem. But luckily I remember my numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 1, 2, 3. No, and 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right, we're gonna pull the ink out again. Stop looking at my hands. I wonder if they have a world's fastest ink ribbon chain world record, because I think I might get it, or eventually get it. Some blemishes here on the page, which I don't think I'm going to be too worried about. They look natural enough. In fact, those are probably from me having put the paper in. Up here. Alright, good. So we're still on alignment. Good. And once again, I am now building up the tension in our stream here. So if I don't manage to get this poem done this way, then it's going to be such a letdown because he changed the ribbon twice. The hero's journey of the poet. Right, come on, drop that in, drop it in. Okay, good. With minimal. What are we looking at here? Oh, goodness, this is terrible. It's not what I want. Okay, so it's going to be, you're going to want to do things that way, aren't you? All right. Oh, it only needs to be there for one word. And here we go. It even looks better than before because I kept it all lowercase. Oh, come on, ink. I'm fine with some little blemishes on the page, but this ink is very inky. So if it touches the page at all, it could possibly just put a big smear on it. So this is a careful act. All right. So with minimal smear, and minimal is a good enough word for me. It looks like that we have our opening lines. And I am comfortable with that level of smear. It looks a little rough around the edges, but I am sure that the couple who are basically planning this, you know, they were planning on doing the wedding really late into July of 2021, and then the father of the bride started experiencing health issues, so they moved things up since that point so that the father of the bride could be there. The email said, we are just welcome. I think something along the lines of we're just welcoming everything as it comes. Basically, they know that they are, you know, that things are just going to happen the way they're going to happen. Now, I am trying to give this couple, the experience that they would have gotten anyway, regardless, if I had 8 months to prepare. That's why I'm changing out ribbons and going crazy. All right, now we just got to do the rest of the poem. That's okay. It's not capitalized. And we're off to the races. We got the first line done. God. Oh, I'm just keeping it. I'm kicking myself over the letters right there. Oh no! Twitter Alex and I are planning on eventually doing a voice chat, but about 7 hours from now, 1 p.m. your time. You got a dental appointment, mouth is going to be frozen. Yeah, yeah, we can, I'll keep in touch with you about my schedule today as things are moving along. But I might even have time after the Akira stream, if we're not busy raiding. Oh, goodness. Well, I hope that your mouth is going to be okay. I don't know about this poem. I'm getting frustrated by it. I am wondering whether I should quit it and restart, because this is just a little too much. But I can't keep doing that ink thing again. And I can't keep doing this on the stream. No, I'm going to keep it. Because it's like a way back and forth of you have a business, you gotta run a business, you gotta do things efficiently, you're an artist, you need to do the art. This is fine. It's got, actually, well, yes, and we'll definitely have that call sometime. And Wednesday Chess says you can do whatever you like. That's true as an artist, you can do whatever you like. So what do I like? I like things that look together. So we've decided to boldface patriotic for that purpose. This poem's gonna have a lot of gimmicks in it, and that's good. If you know what it is the blue, putting the red and blue first initially, making that color, set the tone of this poem's gonna have a lot of really interesting little things poking out around here. L-E-V-I-T-Y. Alright. Let's hit to the middle again. A space D-I HBT space L-W space T-S-B-S space C-R-I-N-G. That's 28. I gotta go 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. A-M-E-R-I-C-A-F-E-T-R-E-A-N-S. Oh, it's so close. Should have moved it over a little more. I'm trying to think of. Sure. I see Twitcher Alex is helping guide me along in terms of sending out his poem. Would it be best to reach out to Charlotte at We Care at themeaningwave.com? If you want to Discord me the best email to reach out to her. Yeah, I don't want to waste their time, and I could just ask them, and if I get no response, then I'll just hold your poem until we have a good opportunity to send it out. But I'm going to be mailing them anyway. I'm framing their poem. And I mean, with the package, I could probably frame yours too. I'm framing the Meaning Wave poem for them. I need a word that means American, but is not as long as American. And I'm trying to think of a good word. Oh goodness, this poem is kicking my butt. All right, I already used patriotic. Maybe just a trellis of our dream. Oh, I got it. It's just. Yeah, well, let them know that you could let them know that regardless of what they say, there will be a package and it will have their poem in it. I will absolutely be sending them their poem whether they like it or not. But in terms of your poem, yeah, you could let me know whether you think it'll be good. Yeah, exactly. I have the P.O. box anyways. That was the reason why. Is I've been waiting to send them their poem since literally stream 100. Yeah, so David, if you're still in the chat, or if anybody else is in the chat that doesn't know, Akira the Don, who's the artist that does the lo-fi that's currently playing, I wrote him a poem for his 100th stream. He did 100th morning streams, and evening streams, I should say. And it was a great poem, but I had no way of getting it to him because they didn't really have a mailing address, and they just now got a P.O. box after the 200th stream. So I have been waiting a while to get them that poem. And it's completely, yeah, and if they have any questions about it, Twitcher or Alex, I did this out of the goodness, this is just completely free. Like, I'm not expecting anything back, donations or anything. Like, there are pieces of art that I create based on commission, and it's like, okay, well, I'd like you to give something to me because you requested this, but this was something and you didn't request it either. So that sometimes I just create and I'm like, hey, I'm creating this for you. I did this for this couple too. I wrote them another poem. No prompt, no nothing. When their wedding originally, which was for July of 2020, got canceled and postponed, I wrote him a poem about being a couple during COVID, an engaged couple during COVID. So yeah, so if they have any questions, they're like, oh man, he wrote us this poem, is he expected to get paid? It's like, no, this is a gift. It's a complete gift. And that is what is important, is to give gifts in life. The Trellis of Dreams. Of course. I don't know if you've actually seen the original copy of it, but there I have it here. I'll send you a picture of it. I posted it on Instagram. And so, okay, that's a little bit of a stretch. Keep forgetting that. Alrighty, it's done! And I did it, and it's actually good. But I gotta add one thing, which is that the Royal typewriters are the only typewriters that have this function on them, which is that their asterisk is a very large asterisk. So what I can do is I can turn around here, shift this up, and I can put stars everywhere. And this really makes the poem pop. I do this occasionally on the street, but not all the time. There we go. That way, it really does burst its own little way. And I even included some of that in the poem. Let's see here, how does it balance with those stars? Ooh, I need to put one right there. One more. There we go. So, and I think I can swing the camera around. Hence, there's the poem. The camera focus. Can you guys see it? And I will lower our Jordan B. Peterson drinking song. And I will read the poem in its final version. Rocket's red glare. Red and blue rocket love, ignited by the loyalty, begins to soar. Takes on that future together with that coast-to-coast tenacity, preserving liberty and touching eternity in our embrace. Patriotic pull of founding purpose, launching that campaign, streaming towards that office levity, even when you steal all the Oreos along with my heart. They don't know what's coming. The world will be thunderstruck. Our combined vine climbing the trellis of dreaming, wrapping our American ambitions, jokes and collaborations reaching high into the sky, and so burst like the greenery immersing us, blooming ideas, inspiration, showering embers of love in every little moment we share. So originally I was kind of like, hey, I should sprinkle some fireworks metaphor into here. But it really just opened up. So I think this is great. Believe it or not, I'm supposed to send them a draft before, but I kind of just went ahead on this. But yeah, I'm ready to call that a day. And it's good. And there's like a little ink smudge in the corner, but like I'm not letting myself get crazy at it. I might even be able to take an eraser and kind of rub that out a little bit. Thank you so much for tuning in. Who did we have today in the chat? An early little bit of time. We had Silent Willow pop in. We had Market Bloke who asked a question and then never returned to request his poem. We had Win City Chess, aka David, another amazingly awesome creator, and I am excited because I do believe your book review thing is coming up soon, right? Give me calendar. All right. I know it's coming up soon. And I put it on my calendar. So when that happens, I will be there. And then we also had the wonderful 23-year-old Twitchier Alex, because he is 23 and he recently had a birthday. So, yes, it is indeed a blessing that we are here and writing poetry. And thank you again so much. Oh, it's the 17th, David. Your book launches the 17th. Thank you so much for a great morning wake up, says Twitchier Alex. And Spencer Grove is lurking. And we have him lurking as well, lurking as I wake up. Thank you again so much, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate having an awesome crew here as I work on this patriotic poem. Tomorrow, I have no clue what I'm working on. But tomorrow, I think, I haven't decided whether I'm going to make Tuesdays or Thursdays New Typewriter Day. So I have a collection of over 30 typewriters. And so what I'm going to do is every Tuesday or Thursday, I'm going to bring out a different typewriter to use in my writing. That way you guys can see more of the collection. Thank you so much and have a great day.